Welcome back to map number 3, guys. MarineKing versus MyungSik, and after this we have Impact versus True on hold. So there will be almost no downtime. We'll play one set of ads and jump to the next series immediately. But this is the ace match. We'll see which of these guys gets knocked out of the OlimoLeague and which of these two goes to the semifinals. Spawning here in the bottom right corner of the map, it's going to be the yellow Protoss, MyungSik.
In the top left, you got our red town player playing for MVP. Is MarineKing.
So the winner of this series will go on to fight against Arthur in the semifinals. That'll be a pretty interesting one.
Yeah.
Right now, the way the brackets spread out. First off, if you're live with us on Twitch, type !brackets in chat. Assuming this is live and you guys are watching us live, of course, you'll be able to see the brackets firsthand. On the other hand of the brackets, though, Journey did beat Supernova 2-0. So True versus Impact will lead into Journey. That's a guaranteed TVZ no matter what. So we're definitely going to stick with the top half of the brackets, as those look fantastic.
Yeah. I like the sound of that.
Me as well, sir. It's about time we get you some Zerg too. I feel really bad, man, because I told you like we get some Zerg like right off the bat, and then like things, scheduling, promises were broken.
It's alright. I mean, I still get the pleasure to watch some sick players, even though they're not Zerg. And we got CC first.
Yeah, so this is kind of the what I was expecting at a MarineKing, especially coming to a map like King Sejong. He does like to play a little bit greedy, and the problem with this is there's not as many good ways to shut this down anymore. It used to actually be like, oh, you went CC first, I'm a Protoss player, I all in, I ought to win. But with control of Reapers, the scouting information, like the game has evolved and changed, where as long as MarineKing, I mean, he doesn't even need to scout that MyungSik knows this is coming, because the probe's here. He knows exactly what's going on. This probe's doing way more damage than it should, though, if we're gonna be honest. Like, real talk.
It's being very annoying.
Yeah. But it will be sent back home. Now, the nice thing about the CC first, actually, MyungSik, rather than responding with what used to be aggression, again, this kind of was leading into, goes for his own very early Nexus. Now, he was still going for a gateway expand anyways, but the nice thing about seeing this CC means he knows he doesn't need a Zealot. He knows he doesn't have to rush out the Cyber Core for the Mothership Core. So all of the minerals just go to the much, much earlier Nexus.
Yeah, it's a very nice decision for him, just to lace that Cyber Core. So... or buy him, rather. So, yeah, it's nice. Yeah. So, I guess what he should do, but it's good that he does. MarineKing goes 2 Raxes into 2 gases, so he's gonna have a relatively quick starport. Not gonna go up to 3 Raxes.
I like that he's scouting with the SCV. This doesn't seem like a big deal, but he does need to confirm, like, okay, you saw my CC first. I need to know if you're responding with greed or aggression. And he's going to see the Nexus on the low ground and now automatically know, okay, he's responding with greed, not aggression. Which is great because, again, a Mothership Core, Zealot, Stalker, Chronoed out used to just end the game for Terran players who went CC first. It wasn't even a contest.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, if he had gone for that kind of 10 gig thing he did last game, it would have worked. But I mean, yeah, as a reactionary kind of thing, I don't imagine it working. I mean, at least if there's no bunker, I guess it might work. But
yeah, well, we'll see. And you say if there's no bunker, but I mean, it's more like there's not going to be a bunker.
Yeah.
Yo, this is the thing too. There's no other Terran player who's had the success that MarineKing has that like anybody can casually kind of shit talk at the same degree that you can from MarineKing because of things like no bunkers. Like you see this guy win the most epic games, but then you see him lose the dumbest series. But either way, with the Stargate on the way, I like this choice. You're definitely going to have this closer natural to go harass with the Oracle, but there's already 6 Marines over here. Now, for those who are unfamiliar with the matchup and who haven't felt the sting of an Oracle, if you have any less than 6, even 5 Marines perfectly microed, cannot deal with an Oracle. It sucks, but that's the reality of the matchup. So, while we do have a bunker, which is phenomenal on the way, it's in such an awkward spot because Stalkers and Zealots could walk to the north of it and completely walk by. So he goes for a bunker, but it's in like the best place.
I don't understand it. Yeah, it's
the turrets are a little bit off too, but they will keep the Oracle from just automatically killing every single SCV. So, I mean,
isn't that quite interesting though that he's making those turrets because he hasn't seen the Stargate? So.
I don't think it's that interesting. Damn sure, play TVP. lose 100 lose 100 games to an Oracle, man. Like seriously. You're Zerg, you get a queen. That's nice and all. Terran don't, okay?
Plus, Rifkin, you got the most overpowered way to scout in the game. Just 50 energy, throw it into the main of the Protoss, and you can see the Stargate, and you can just react. But
Dude,
it's
not even about balance in this. Look at that. He kills the mule like in 1 second. I mean, this is what I'm talking about. You have to have that defense down. So, all silliness aside, the reality is these turrets are not so crazy. It's not like again, I'm not taking shots at Zerg, but you know, sometimes you'll put the blind spore callers down, sometimes you don't. For Terran, it's kind of like you generically are going to get turrets no matter what, because it covers DTs, but also the Oracle. Or I should say it covers the Oracle, but also DTs, which are two things that can end the game very quickly if you're caught out of position, if you're caught with low energy, blah, blah, blah. So,
yeah,
gets these down, but
it's not bad. I guess it's just a decision of not scanning and just go for the turrets and just not scan at all.
Right, but so this goes back on the information you're talking about right now, like not scanning, not Reaper. I mean, he doesn't know that this is the fastest Colossus possible. More importantly than this, he needs to know it's a Phoenix follow-up, because Phoenix Colossus is one of the scariest builds a Terran player can come up against. But the reason you don't see this all the time in TVP is because it's incredibly vulnerable. Phoenixes are shit at defending early game aggression out of Terran players. So if MarineKing actually doesn't attack in the next while, like he's gonna go for that typical poke with the overcharge, but unless he dedicates a straight up attack, this Phoenix control is gonna zone out the medevacs, it's gonna snipe them off, it's gonna deal with the Vikings way better than say Stalkers will. It's gonna be really not fun to deal with, is the bottom line, and he's hiding them too, so he's put them off to the side so a scan won't catch them.
Yeah, and also, like, MyungSik is not going for a Forge or anything, he's just chrono boosting, you know, Phoenix and Colossi, so, you know, if MyungSik's got enough units, I think, to deal with this, and the scary thing for MarineKing is that if he loses most of his units, you know, the Phoenix are just going to kill all of the medevacs and chase them down, so it's a big risk for MarineKing to be aggressive, even though maybe he should be.
Nice revelation. Nice. I actually really like this. Good. Overcharge is pre-popped here. There's a Colossus on that ramp, but I don't think MarineKing knows about this. Not just yet. The thing is, though, without extended thermal lance, running into this could be suicidal. With a stim on the Marauders, they've got the same range as the Colossus that doesn't have this upgrade. But with 20 seconds to go, he'll get this thermal lance, and he'll be able to fight this army no problem.
Yeah, and he's also got, just in case, he's got a time warp as well, so that would be very helpful. But he's just gonna chill for a while, but yeah, he's, you know, delaying his upgrades for this, but he's getting a pretty good army. Oh, big stim! Phoenix is coming in, he's got a time warp available, there it is.
Yeah, it does try to run out of this, but the problem is now the Phoenixes are revealed a little bit. Kind of lets MarineKing know what's going on, but the aggression here, oh, he splits really nicely, but he's focusing on the Phoenix, not the Colossus! With this, he's going to pick up and boost out of here. Before medevacs is sadly all he's going to be able to squeeze out this game, because from here on out, he needs to start pumping those Vikings. He needs a way to deal with not just the Phoenix, but also the Colossus.
Yeah, for sure. He's gonna need that second starport, and MyungSik instantly just goes for the third base, which I like a lot because he just killed a decent amount of units, so he should be able to defend that third no problem for quite a while now. So, adding on a second Stargate and Protoss air weapons.
Yeah, that's actually. I'm really curious of this. The second Stargate is gonna be so annoying for MarineKing to deal with.
Yeah. This is like MyungSik's thing, though, right? I just starting to remember now when I saw him starting to make those Phoenix. That isn't he the one that kind of started showing that a lot, like in recent times, I guess, like Colossi Phoenix. So
well,
I kind of forgotten about it, but it feels like it's like a MyungSik thing to do.
Well, the thing is, we've seen some players really throw games by going too Phoenix heavy. Like, it's great to go Phoenix Colossus, but when we start seeing people go like 13 plus Phoenix, when you develop that much into it, and especially with the air weapons being dedicated as well, I mean, Phoenixes are only as good as the graviton beam energy will last them, right? So, I mean, yeah, they might clear out some of the medevacs and definitely help fight the Vikings, but if MarineKing can just kill this Colossus, you'll never have enough graviton beam energy to lift up every single Marine, every single Marauder.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's not really for the graviton beam, so I guess he's just gonna try and have a lot of Phoenix who just kind of fight the Vikings really efficiently, and you know, MarineKing is gonna wanna focus the Colossi down with the Vikings, I guess. But if there's a lot of Phoenix, they can take down the Vikings pretty quickly. And if MyungSik gets like Storm later on as well to kind of storm the Buyer, that could be scary too. So
yeah, Storm can be
a pretty good style. But MarineKing is gonna need EMPs, not only for the future storms that I think we're gonna see eventually, but also for the Phoenix, right? Because when there's that many Phoenix, EMPs are great to get the HP down of them.
There's been some arguments amongst Terran players in general about using EMP. Like, it's a great way to just shut out the Phoenix, and like you said, they're great against everything else. You strip their shields off, you deal a lot more damage. You know, Vikings suddenly only need like 2 volleys instead of 4, things like this. But the problem is, it's not so easy to simply go them, because those very expensive units like Ghosts are, They're also light. They take the bonus damage from Phoenixes. One Graviton Beam shuts them down very fast.
Yeah.
So they're just really expensive. It looks like, yeah, oh, he's not quite pulling all the boys, but this will be enough to give a little bit of buffer for the army.
Oh, they're gonna meet. So this is the thing, though. There's like how many Vikings? 7 Vikings? Like, look how many Phoenix there are. It's not enough Vikings. You can just fight the Vikings straight on with these Phoenix. And then there's nothing left for the Colossi. Oh, man.
The Marines are busy shelling away at the Phoenix instead of the Colossus, too. And the Marauders need to get involved with the ground fight. Does start stimming them forward. A force field goes down to screw with this. Same with that Time Warp, though. And he's actually killing a couple of the Colossus. This shouldn't be happening, but the Graviton Beams! I'm sure the Graviton Beams are lifting up the entire army. However, there's just barely enough Marauders to take down another Colossus. And MarineKing looks like he's going to power through. And this is what I'm talking about. You don't have enough Phoenixes. You don't have enough Graviton Beam energy. You will not stop this army with Phoenix alone.
Well,
no, here comes the SCVs. The SCVs, though.
That is awkward. Look at the Oracle.
The SCVs, they gotta go home.
Oh man.
Okay, so he holds, but it is one of those at what cost moments. He loses all the Colossus for this. And this is what I was talking about the Phoenix. Like, if you over dedicate to the Phoenixes, you don't have Zealots on the ground charging forward, you don't have enough force field zoning out that army. I mean, can you imagine if there was force fields on that ramp, how different that fight would have been?
Yeah. Well, I mean, what? Okay, so MyungSik just defended an SCV pull all-in, kind of. I mean, not fully all-in. You kind of mentioned that already. Didn't pull all the SCVs, but MarineKing has 78 SCVs after all that. Man, that's a lot.
Yeah,
so
I guess
MarineKing is looking pretty good. He's got 3-3 on the way, and he's got like almost 80 SCVs.
No, it's funny you bring that up because I didn't realize he was still building SCVs while that was going on. But oh my god, you're right. With like 70 SCVs, not only do you like pull them for a good fight, you want to get rid of that supply. As a Terran player, you're gonna have the extra mules. You don't need this many SCVs, quite frankly.
It's quite a lot. So he's gonna make the 4th now. Man, that's a lot of Phoenix though. They're gonna be able. If he finds out, he could lift up the SCV, but he doesn't. But okay, so the upgrades are gonna be a big deal though, because MyungSik has got +1 air, right? But that's it. No other upgrades, no storm or anything. He only has this high Phoenix count. That's all he has going for him.
The Phoenixes are durable enough to take that hit. Like, when you fly Phoenix over Hydralisks, Hydras will shred Phoenix like nothing. Marines have really fast damage, but they attack really low, so it's not quite the same scenario. And the Vikings, as we see, are just struggling to get their shots off, because that shield, they just regenerate too quick.
Yeah. I mean, that fight, though, that big engagement we just saw, I mean, oh, he's gonna catch the Vikings? There's quite a lot of them, though. Oh, what an awkward battle. They're not Vikings.
Shots going down.
Marines stemming in now. But yeah, that battle in the big battle that took place, like, if MyungSik just stayed back, man, like, he went out in the open versus, like, an SCV pull attack. If he just been faster, he should have been completely fine there, because there was not enough Vikings to deal with the Colossus. So if he just stays with the Colossus, like, maybe on the high ground in the main or something, just far back where the bio can't touch it, and just time warps and stuff, and micros a bit, it would have been so good from MyungSik.
I love that MyungSik's continuing to expand behind this. Like, normally you'd think you'd be scared to do this, because the Phoenixes are just, they're kind of performing the same role as Mutalisks, right? They're just buying time with their small amounts of harass, but scans forward, sees once again, there's no force fields to stop this army from stemming forward. It's a wall of Zealots. Once those go down, the army will proceed, and, oh man.
Yeah, you need force fields with this, because the Colossus are going to get...
Yo, he's got to deal with the Phoenixes, though, and this is not easy. The Vikings don't quite have the same DPS that a Phoenix does. Like, they've got the burst and the range, but not the actual damage. Marines are starting to fall off on the inside of this, but there's no Zealots left, and the Marauders, well, actually are not quite numerous to push into this, and there's no more medevacs. He's really got to fall back.
Yeah, exactly. Only one medevac, but it's a big deal though. Those upgrades, like those Zealots, just did absolutely nothing there, because the bio is on 3-3, and the Zealots have nothing, so... Yeah. They do die quickly, but yeah, the army's low, so the Colossus are gonna be able to find it out. Oh man, this is a strange game.
This is a really oddball game. I was gonna say, like, we got 3 starports producing 2 Vikings at a time. When do you ever see this TVP? Normally 4 is sufficient, but he needs 6 because, again, the Phoenixes are still being made behind this. MarineKing's got upgrades behind this too, but the problem is, again, where this falls, Vikings have a really long cooldown on their attack. Phoenixes are the exact opposite. They attack really fast, they attack twice. The damage they do is phenomenal, especially when, you know, the Vikings are busy shooting between the Colossus and between the Phoenix. DPS being split the way it is. The worst thing about Vikings is they've got some crazy overkill. The last thing you want to do is like have 50 Vikings shoot 1 Phoenix.
Yeah, you definitely want to micro that as good as you can. But yeah, he's making 6 medivacs now to heal up his army. So
He needs to. I mean, look at this. He's got one medevac and it's dry.
It's good. But he also needs, he's gonna need the medivacs, but then he's gonna need a lot of Vikings as well, because the only thing MyungSik's got going for him is that high Phoenix Council.
That Graviton beam, though. Sends the Vikings in, they'll catch this couple off position. I almost want to be better to just focus fire the Colossus with the Vikings. Looks like that's what MarineKing is going to do. Say, screw the Phoenixes. I can fight them with my Marines afterwards if there's no Colossus. Stemming forward with the Marauders, kills yet another one. 2 remain. And while some Zealots warp in, here comes some SCVs to soak the cannon hits. Needlessly, I guess, but still, soak the cannon hits. Trying to deal with this. Does he have enough Marines on the ground? It's looking not quite the case. So many Graviton beams going off, but so many Phoenix have died at this point.
Yeah, those Marines did really well there. And
34!
Barely enough Marines.
34 Phoenix have died this game.
Oh my god.
He's gonna kill this 4th. MarineKing in game number 3. MyungSik with an epic build, but countered and dealt with equally well by MarineKing. He's gonna banner build a CC. Oh man, this is a hey you went Phoenix CC is what this is. He knows where he is at the game. He knows he's in a good spot. MarineKing with upgrades coming up to be 3-3-3 across the board in a moment's time, and MyungSik has no upgrades on anything. No ground weapon upgrades, only 1 in air. And let's be honest, there's not enough Phoenixes to take advantage of this.
Yeah, I gotta say for MyungSik though, good effort, man. He lost that big engagement so one-sidedly with all the Colossi fell. He still put up such a good fight. Oh man.
He saves the command center! MarineKing! Oh my goodness. What a phenomenal game. I'm so happy we like what pisses me off is nothing's gonna be good today. Like this was the game, right? This is like pack it up, go home boys. We had a great time. Force Hills coming down actually gonna work out really nicely, but still there's no upgrades on the Colossus that's the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
They still hit hard, but they can't take the shots.
Yeah. They're gonna go down and what,
man, MarineKing.
There's not that many Marines.
Yo, I said at the start of the cast today, like, are we gonna see the good MarineKing or the bad MarineKing? We're seeing the fucking excellent MarineKing. Pardon my French, guys. GG. MarineKing will take the series, and he'll go fight against Arthur in the semifinals.